Hello, this is Matt Cedarberg from T-Splines, and this tutorial will show how to create an organic, editable T-Splines bottle using a method of merging together NURBS surfaces created from Rhino's NURBS commands. So the first step is to actually create the NURBS surfaces. So first of all, we need to model the curves that will define the bottle design. And for this design, I've gone ahead and laid out the base and mouth profiles, the bottom and neck sections, as well as the main body profile. And then we'll use these curves to create the 6 NURB surfaces that define the basic shape of the design. So first we'll use the Rhino revolve command to create surfaces for the mouth and the base of the bottle. Next we'll use the sweep with one rail command to make 2 sides of the main bottle profile. And after these 2 sides have been done, then we'll use the sweep 2 rails command using the sides of the body as the rails to create the other 2 sides of the main body of the bottle. So now we have all the main NURB surfaces that describe the general shape of the bottle, and we'll go ahead and rebuild these surfaces to match up the isoparms. The reason why we're doing this is because we will be merging all these surfaces together into a single editable T-spline surface, and it's desirable to have the NURBS surfaces have their isocurves line up. That just makes the surface more editable. This isn't necessary, but it just makes it a more workable T-spline surface. So we're using the Rhino rebuild command to rebuild each NURB surface. And when you're rebuilding, the optimum control point count will be different for every scenario. If you have more control points in the rebuilt surface, then it will deviate less from the original surface, but it will also be more difficult to edit. And of course, if you have fewer control points, then it makes your surface easier to edit, but you might lose some curvature. So it's best to rebuild with just enough control points to describe the curvature. And that's what we're doing here. And we're also paying attention to make sure that the isoparms are lining up with adjacent patches. So now that we've got the surface rebuilt, we will go ahead and merge these surfaces together into a single T-spline. Before we merge them, we'll go ahead and select all the surfaces and click the Convert to T-Spline icon to convert them to T-splines. You can see that the surface doesn't change. Here's another view of the boxy mesh mode, just another way of viewing a T-spline, but the surface won't change upon conversion. Before we perform the merge, we'll go ahead and weld together these coincident control points that were created when we used the sweep by 2 rails command inside Rhino. That will leave us with an easier topology to merge inside of T-splines. So now we can go ahead and merge all these surfaces together. You need to be in edit mode, and you can tell you're in edit mode because you have the heads up display in the top right hand corner of the surface. Then go into edge selection and then select each of the edge loops on the sides of the surface. Then to merge, just go ahead and hit the merge button. And we are merging these surfaces into one single T-spline surface. Now we've completed this with each pair of surface border edges. And we'll go ahead and repeat this process by merging the bottom to the rest of the bottle, just by selecting 2 edges, selecting the edge loop command to select the whole edge loop, and then merging them. Now to merge the body and the mouth of the bottle, first we'll go ahead and extrude the top border edges. What this does is it buffers the start point that used to be on the edge of the surface. Now the start point's in the middle of the surface, and it has the effect of smoothing the surface around the start point. So now that we've merged those 2 together, we can go ahead and improve the topology of the bottle. Our goal is to have all 4-sided faces because that yields a smoother surface. So to do that, we first delete some edges, and then go ahead and insert some vertices to get 4-sided faces using the TS insert point command. But again, by toggling and hitting tab, we can look at the boxy mesh display of the surface to see the topology easier. But now we have the outer smooth surface of the bottle. The next step will be to close the bottom of the bottle, and again we'll switch over to the box mode by hitting Tab. To close the bottom, just select one edge of the hole and run the TS fill command. Then we'll go ahead and add some more points to the model using the TS insert point command so that we can decrease the number of sides on that insided surface and get a smoother surface. So here is the completed outer surface of the bottle. Now we will go ahead and thicken the T-spline surface to give it a volume. This will be done using the TS thicken command, and the surface can be thickened either freehand or by typing an exact distance. In this case, we'll thicken the surface by 0.3 units, and we'll do that inwards. And now we have a volume for our T-spline surface. So after thickening, we will smooth out part of the internal surface, since the detail on the outside of the mouth is not necessary or wanted on the inside of the mouth. To see the interior, we'll use a Rhino's clipping plane command. Then we can just select all the edges that give unwanted detail in this mouth region, and then we will hit the L hotkey to select the whole edge loop, and then delete them to smooth the surface. So you can see how as those ISO curves are deleted, the surface is smoothed out on the interior of the bottle. We'll smooth out one more edge loop, and now we have a nice smooth interior for the bottle. And at that point, the model's done. So we can either edit it more by just moving T-splines control points, or convert it to NURBS by running the T-splines convert to Rhino surface command. But that's the completed bottle. So here's a rendering of the bottle. And to try this for yourself, you can go to tsplines.com and download a free trial of T-Splines 2.0 for Rhino.